So, good day everyone. I'm Leonard White from BS Packaging Engineering, and this is my last master class video. Um, and for this semester, and um, we have here is the length of the arc. So, we're gonna find how to find the length of the arc. So, let's have an example here. Let's just put length of the arc. That's length of the arc. So, how can we find it? So, first let's put some graph here. So let's have some point A and point B. So sometimes the function has a weird shape or something like this, or anything that isn't really straight or very complicated to look at. So in this case, we have from point A to point B. You need to find the length of the arc. So if you imagine it, so it's like straightening this 2 points and having a straight line. So by that, using integration, we'll use that to find the length of the arc. So the L is the a square root of 1 plus f of x f prime of x, and this is enclosed, and you gonna square it as dx. So the s has to be a square root of 1 plus dy slash dx square dx. So that is our two formulas to that we're gonna be using. So first, find the fx. Find the fx first of the function, then find f prime of x, then substitute to the formula. So if you already substituted it to the formula, what you're gonna do is differentiate and integrate, and answer is equal to the length of the arc using integration. So let's have our first a fun example here. So example 1 we have here is f of x is equals to 1 plus 6x halves. So 3 halves there, and the limits are so 1 equals to 0 and 1. So 1 is greater than or equal x, and um, x x is greater than or equal to 0. So our limit is 0 on the x-axis and 1 in the y-axis. So let's find the f prime of x. So f prime of x is 6 times 3 over halves. 3 over halves multiplied by minus 1. So x is over 1. So simple power rule. And next, excuse me. So what we'll have is 9x 1 half, because 1 is equals to 2 over 2. So we'll have 1 half, 3 over 2 minus 1 over 2, minus 2 over 2, so we have 1 over 2. We'll have 9x power of 1 half, or simply you can just put 9 square root of x. So we have our f prime of x now. We're gonna substitute it, or before we can substitute, is let's just square the f1 of x, so we will not have to make it complicated later. So f prime of x squared is equals to squared f prime of x squared. Sorry for my handwriting. So 9 square root of x squared is equals to 81x. Because squaring the x square root of x is simply x. So now let's just put the formula we have here. L limits of DNA 1 plus f prime of x squared. So okay, we'll have b a. So what is our b and a? So it should be 1 and 0. 1 0 squared root of 1 plus 81x squared. So let's use u substitution here. So u is equals to 1 plus 81x excuse me du. So this is 81x. So du is equals to 81 dx. Du is equals to 8 du over 81 is equals to dx. So what we'll have here is, so another thing is 1 u is equals to 1 plus 81 times 0 equals to 1, because we have to respect the limits here. So let's find the values of the two limits. So 1 plus 81 times 1 is equals to 82. So there have it, 1 and 82. So let's start to integrate. So the limits, new limits are 81 and 1, 82 and 1 I mean. So you'll have square root of u du over 81. So it's equals to 1, 81, 82, 1. U over 1 half du over 81, 82, 1. In here we have a u. So the power rule of integration. So 3 halves over 3 halves. Excuse me. So what you'll have next is equals to 1 over 81 u 32. Let's just take out the 3 halves here. So as the denominator, from the denominator here, so we're gonna multiply it by the reciprocal 2/3. So in the limit, which is 32 and 1. So these two here, you can multiply those two. So you're gonna end up of 1 times 2 is equals to 2, and 8 times 81 times 3 is equals to 243. So let's integrate this one. 82 3 halves minus 1 3 halves. So equals to 82 3 halves equals to 82 1 times 2 1 half equals to 82 square root of 82. So you can have this as your final answer, but if you want to, you can just simplify it. So, or I mean, I'm sorry, it's not the final answer yet, but we can still simplify it. So we have a much more simple answer here. So what we have is 2 over 43. 243 times the square root of 82 minus 1. So that's it. I'll take this as my answer. So what we'll have here is our next lesson. So our next lesson here is from next lesson. Let me see. Our next lesson is the surface area. So let's have another paper here. So next we're gonna find our surface area using integration. So here we have surface area using integration. So our formula here is S is equals to 2 pi dA r x is equal to 1 plus f prime of x squared dx. So in this case, in this part of the, the formula, this is very familiar from us because um, in the last lesson, in the last lesson, which is length of the arc, you have this part of the formula which is 1 plus f prime of x squared dx, and the limits. But right now I'm gonna find it, we're gonna find the surface area or the area of the function by adding 2 pi and r. So, so the example is x cubed, y is equals to x cubed, limits are x 2. So, and its angle of rotation is x-axis. So when we put this in the graph, we're gonna end up having this. So this is 0. This, so this is our graph, and this should be our r here. So the limits are from 0 here to 2. So the angle of rotation is in x-axis. Angle of rotation. So next thing, what will we do? So what we'll do is find our values of r. So we have r times x is equals y. Rx is equals to x cubed plus x cubed, and f of x, f prime of x, I mean, f prime of x is equals to is 3x squared. But we will have here what we call we're gonna still square the f prime of x. So the f prime of x is 3x squared. So from the power rule of x cubed, and still we have to square it, and what will end up here is 9. So 3 times 3 is 9, and x squared plus times x squared is equals to 4. 9x4. So there we have it. We have all we need. So the equation should be s equals to pi 20x cubed square root of 1 plus 9x4 dx. This is 4. Sorry, my open is not that good. So next, what we'll have is equals to, in this case, you can actually integrate, and this is the next step. So 2 pi 20 and x cubed u 1/2. But before that, let's use u substitution. So u is x4 du is equals to 36x cubed dx. Is x cubed, I'm sorry, x cubed. So 36x cubed because it is from 9x, 4. So 4 times 9 is 36. And the 1 will just indicate dx here. So du over 36x cubed is equals to dx. So you have u is equals to 1 plus 9 times 0. Power of 4 is 1. So u is equals to 1 plus 9 times 2 is equals to, the fourth power is equals to 1 plus 9 times 16. So 9 times 16 is equals to 144. So 144 plus 1 is equals to 145. So our two values are 1 and 145. So that's, let's go back here, shall we? So go to x cubed, so u 1 half du times 36x cubed. So 36x cubed. So in this case, we can multiply 2 pi to du over 36x. So what you're gonna end up with is something like this. You got 2 pi over 36, and have the new limits 145, 1 u, 1 half du. So we'll have pi over 18 is 2/3 u 32. Because from the multiplication and the power rule of integration, so you'll have the 145 1. So you'll have next is pi over 27 u3 over 2 145 1. So we'll have 145 3 halves is equals to 145 first power times 145 1 half. So we'll have pi over 27, so 145 3 halves minus 1 3 halves. So it's equals to what? Our answer should be pi over 27 145 the square root of 145 minus 1. So it's like our last answer, we have something complicated here. So in this case, if you want something much more simpler rather, if you want, you can use your calculator to simplify. So here put versus pi over 27. So pi over 2. Okay, let me pan this out. So 1 over 27 multiplied by, sorry, multiplied by 145 times 1 square root of 145 minus, sorry, minus 1. So in this case, you can equal. So our answer, it should be 203.0436. So you could put the area. So it's area or surface area, surface area of function is equals to 203.0436. So 0404 is 0.04 is enough. So area is square units. So that's it. We'll have the answer for our surface area using integration. So next, we'll have a next example. Next lesson. So next lesson. So next lesson is about centroids, center of the map. Let's have centroids. So centroids. Our formulas are my is equal m 1 I x. So m is b dA f of x minus g of x dx. So if you want to put it in graph, you'll have the y here and the x here. So let's see. Say the function looks like this. We'll have this point here. So this is our x. So and the angle of rotation is what here in y. So that's so um, the formula will continue as this. So x my over m plus b d a x f of x minus g of x over pa. So that's it. We're gonna abide to this formula. So let's have an example. A plus the 1 over 6 is equals to 1 over 8 dA of x plus g of x dx. So let's substitute the values. So you'll end up having x 1. It is 1 over 1 6 over 1 0 x squared over x 1 half minus x dx. So you can multiply it by 1. So so this should be 1 over 1 over 6. I'm sorry. So 1 over 1 over 6, you can just multiply um, something here to create a much more simpler. So I would multiply 6 over 6, which is just equal to 1, which also 1 is multiplied to 1. I mean, anything multiplied to 1 is just itself. So we have 6 here. So 6 over 6. So 1 times 6 is 6 over 1 6 times 6 equals to 1. So we'll have 6. 6 over 1, 1, 0, x 3 over 2 minus x squared times dx. So here x should be equal to 6 multiplied by 2x 5 over 2. So basic power rule, and 5 over 5 minus x cubed over 3 limits of 1 0. So you'll have 6 here, 2 fifths minus 1/3 minus 6 times 0, because anything multiplied by here. So we have 6 2 fifths minus 1/3. Because of this, 2 times 1 power of 5 over 2 is 1. So 2 over 5 and x cubed, which is 1. 1 times 1 means 1 is just 1, negative 1, because of the negative sign here. So 1 over 3 minus 6. If you substitute 0 here, it's something. It's null or 0. So still you can just put 0 here. So your ano. So next will be 0, 4, 6. So times 6 over 15, 5 over 15, 6 times 1, 15 plus 2, 3 times 2, 3 times 5 equals to 2. So from this we'll have 6 because of the 5 and 3. So their greatest denominator are um I mean they both meet in 15. So it's from the basic maths. So we'll just simply use 15 as our new denominator and multiply it to or divide it by denominator numerator, and you have the answer here. So 2/5 is equals to 6 over 15. So because 5 divide I mean 15 divided 5 is equals to 3. Multiply it by 2 is equals to 6. So here 15 divide 3 is 5. Multiply it by 1 is equals to 5. So 6 over 15 minus 5 over 15. So you'll end up having 1 over 15. So 6 times 1 is 6 over 15. So 3 halves over 3 times 2 is, excuse me. So you'll end up having choice 2. So next here, equals to 2. So let me check here. So we have 2/5 here. So this 2/5 is our first point. So right here, let's put 2/5. So let's find our y-axis. So next one is finding the y-axis. So next we'll find y. So we got have our x here and there. And y is equals to 1 over a. So 1 over 1/6, 1 0. 1 2 of x squared. So minus that is squared, I'm sorry. So minus x squared dx. So we'll have right there, we'll have 6 times 1 half. 6 again because we will just multiply it by 6 by 6. So 1 half. So 1 0 x prime minus x squared dx. So next y plus 3 2 minus times minus this minus x cubed over 3. So we differentiated this part. So respect to 1 0. So 3 times 1 half. So 3 minus 3 times 0. Similar as from the above. We'll have 0 here. So what we'll have next. So you'll have 3 1 half times 3 over 3 minus 1/3 over 3. So we have the value of 1 half is 3. So the greatest common denominator is 6. So we'll both minus here. Have 6 is the denominator. So again, let's do basic transposition of fractions. So 2 divided 6 times 1. So 2 divided 6 is 3 times 1 is 3. So 1 half is equal to 3 over 6. And 1, so 6 divided 3, 1/3 is 2 6. 6 divided 3 times 6 divided 3 is 2 times 1. So 1/3 is equal to 6. So we minus, in this case we have 2. Minus, we have 3 times 1 over 6 because 3 minus 2 is equals to 6. Is equals to 3 above and 3 2. So 3 over 6 is equals to 3 times 1 6 is equals to 1 half. So now you'll have 1 half. So in this case, we'll have the second 1 half. So in this case, we already knew that our center of our center is in 2/5 and 1 half in the graph. So that's it for my lesson, and thank you for listening for all of my recordings, and thank you. Bye.